I'm not a gatekeeper of this information. Like, I want everybody to win. So, like, definitely go get your bag, man. Go perform in front of these kids. And this is the demographic that we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, they fucking with Dre Waves now, they young. They could be fucking with Dre Waves in the next 10 years. What's up, man? It's your boy Dre Waves. We out here in LA on Why You Sleeping. We making history.
What was your first memory of music?
My first memory of music, I would just say like being with my mom and like my grandma, listening to like Christmas music. You feel me? My mom listening to a lot of R&B growing up, Mariah Carey, Faith Evans, stuff like that, Life Jennings. And that's like what I was, I guess listening to like super duper young. I want to say like when I got to like, you know, 8 to 10 years old, my pops was like influencing a lot of my music taste and my older brother as well. And that's when, I started listening to more rap music. Wayne was like one of the biggest influences on me as a kid. And I was selling mixtapes. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, but I was selling mixtapes like 10 years old with my pops. T.I. mixtapes, 50 Cent, Wayne, out in New York, like traveling from New York to D.C. To sell these jumps. And that was like my start in music, my start in hip hop. You feel me?
You're starting being a hustler, entrepreneur too.
Exactly. We used to do everything, bro. Like at that age, I had T-shirts like that I was selling myself, socks. You feel me? That I would put my own money up for, and like you know what I'm saying, get a return on.
Right.
Washing
ROI on that
windows.
shit.
Exactly, bro. Doing all type of shit at a super young age. My pops like always taught me how to hustle as a young kid, because just in case options dry up, you always want to be able to create something out of nothing. And I feel like that's what I've done with this music too. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. But I want to jump real quick onto the burning CDs because a lot of cats don't know nothing about that
Yeah,
anymore.
bro.
So, like, talk about the process of and what burning a CD is.
I bet. Well, back then, what we would do, we had a laptop which had a CD like composite. Nowadays, they don't even have CD like parts in laptops, but it had like a disc compartment in the laptop. We would go to Best Buy. We would basically buy like 100 blank CDs from Best Buy. You feel me? And download them from the internet. Download them from LimeWire. Rest in peace to LimeWire. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Any like online platform that you could download mixtapes from. You feel me? And at that time, like, not only obviously you had like popular mixtapes like Dedication and stuff coming out, but like people were making their own mashups of songs. DJs making like mixtapes like Lil Wayne and Friends, just like throwing like different cuts on there. And that's basically what me and my pops was doing, just burning different CDs from LimeWire and different websites and then selling them in the neighborhood. So for people who don't know what burning CDs are, y'all lucky y'all got streaming nowadays, man. That was just a different time. You feel me?
Right. Catching viruses and downloading songs, and it ends up being Soldier Boy Crank That. Like,
Exactly, bro. That was a different time. You're getting Rick rolled, but it's Soldier Boy. You feel me though?
right. Shout out Soldier Boy though. That was like the beginning of internet marketing.
Exactly, bro. He a legend for that. People don't give him his credit. You feel me? His just due.
When did you first get the inkling to make music?
Around this same age, I want to say like I like wrote my first rap at like 5 years old with my cousin, but like it was just a joke. We wrote it in like crayon. You feel me? But when I was in middle school, like 12, I wrote my first serious rap. I'll never forget this, bro. And I was trying to sound like Drake. No funny. I was trying to sound like Drake, like copy his flow and shit. And I was like, yo, this is what I gotta do to like sound fire. You feel me? I feel like every kid at that time everybody in general in the game was trying to sound like Drake. Anyway, I did a rap competition. I used this verse in a rap competition, bro, and won like the first 2 rounds. But I only had one verse though. That's what fucked me up. And I used the verse in the first round, bro. And I won the jump. I won the round, but then I was like, damn, I got to freestyle the next like 2 rounds. And I was pretty good at freestyling for like a middle school kid, like 12 years old. But I lost in the championship. But that was like my first like actual shot at like making a serious rap. And I was like 12 years old, about to turn 13. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. And being so young too, like
Yeah.
just having your pops being into rap and just kind of like showing you the way. You feel like that's like why you started so young?
Yeah, partially. Like, obviously, like selling music as a kid, it kind of makes you like more interested in it. And like this was just a different time. Like we said, we were talking about LimeWire and shit. Like cell phones having music was like a new thing. Also, you feel me? So like when I got a phone and I could like have my favorite like album on it and shit. Like I was addicted to listening to certain music, like Kid Cudi. I was like obsessed with in like middle school. You feel me? People like him, Mac Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like really influenced me to like want to rap. Drake, like I said, influenced me to want to rap during that time. Um, and yeah, bro, I feel like it was just always something that I wanted to do, especially just like be an entertainer. People don't really notice like I used to want to dance when I was like a super young kid. You feel me? Like hip hop dance, break dance, and shit like that. So like even before I was rapping, you know, at 6, 7 years old, I wanted to be like an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Still, so like that's just always something that was like in me. You know?
Right, the multiple elements of hip hop.
Exactly. Even tagging, bro. I was in middle school tagging and shit. Had the fat marker. You know what I'm saying? Hitting
Right.
trash cans, walls on the metro and shit. Like, yeah, bro. I was like all immersed into hip hop. No funny. Like any aspect of it. Like that's just like what I loved. You know.
But when did you put out your first single, and like what was that process like for you?
My first single. I dropped a song in high school on SoundCloud. I guess like technically that was my first single, like my first taste of like success. That joint ended up getting like 30,000 streams, which for me was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? People in my like, well, I'm from DC. You feel me? I'm from Southeast DC, but people in my area like knew the song. You feel me? People at the different schools. I was in high school at the time. I think I was like a senior in high school. It was like when I first put out like my first official song, and people was listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? They was telling me they fuck with it. So I was like, damn, like if I'm able to do this on such a small scale, just like I feel like I could recreate the success. You know what I'm saying? But that was my first song for sure. I want to say that was like 2014. And I was good at fucking rapping. Like, let me tell you, like, I was writing raps on the Metro for years before I put out my first song. So it's not like I just was like, oh, I'm gonna start rapping and then drop the song. Like, I had already like put in my 10,000 hours damn near before I dropped that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you took your time before you just jumped.
Exactly.
Was it your first song when it hit that crazy number right off the rip that you realized you really wanted to do rap, or like what was the first thing where you're like, oh shit, this is like what I really need to
Nah,
do?
I would say my first song on all platforms. So that was SoundCloud, right? That was like high school. Um, when I got to college, I dropped a song like toward the end of college. I dropped a song on all platforms called John Wick, and that had just gotten like 1,000 streams in a day. You know what I'm saying? And when that happened, I was like, oh shit, like this is on Spotify, Apple Music, and back then too, it was new for people to put their song on all platforms. It was still special. Now everybody could do it, right? Like, but back then when I did that, people were like, "Oh shit, you got it on Spotify too? Like, this is pretty fire." And like people was fucking with the song. I got it posted on a platform called the Hip Hop Guru, who I'm still cool with to this day. Very dope platform. Just off of the quality of the sound. Like I had no traction, no followers, no nothing, and just hit them up and was like, "Yo, would you be down to like post my song on your YouTube channel?" You feel me? And it was fire at the time, and he really fucked with me. And I feel like that right there was like the start of me being like, okay, I'm gonna pursue this shit seriously. I'm gonna make and rap my career. You feel me? And that was like 2018.
For sure. And then even just like I feel like with you being so young, with that being taught to hustle,
Yeah.
like reaching out, like hey, like I can get help with this, you
Hell
know?
yeah. I feel like I'm everything that like my dad taught me, like working with him as like a super young kid, definitely translate in music. Like I said, turning nothing into something, that's like reality. Like we really used to be outside of stores. He had his own hauling company, you know what I'm saying? Bought with the money we had from different businesses, bought a truck, and we was outside handing out business cards like, yo, do you need us to move furniture? You know what I'm saying? Like we were doing so many things, cleaning windows. He had a contract with all like the Family Dollars in the area, cleaning the windows and shit. And like, you know what I'm saying? He had to like himself go market himself to these managers of these stores and to these people outside of these stores and shit. And I feel like I took from that. And I still do that to this day. Reach out to people, cold email, and like some of the best opportunities I've had have been from like either me cold emailing someone or them cold emailing me. And now like, we build a relationship and make, great music or do great business or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure. It's never going to work if you never try.
Exactly. Exactly. You gotta take that first step.
Just looking back at your first song now, like what kind of advice could you give somebody dropping their first song now?
Make sure you market it. Dropping the song is like the first step. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it was hard to get to that point to even like make a good song, But now it's like even harder because you gotta like fight to get it out there and fight for people's attention. There's thousands of songs that drop every day. You feel me? Thousands of new rappers every day. So you really gotta like put your best foot forward on the marketing tip and really convincing people why they should fuck with you. Do you work harder than all these other niggas? Does your music sound better than all these other niggas? Is the cover art fire? Is the music video fire? The mixing, whatever it is that makes you special. What's your story like? You know what I'm saying? The brand, what you trying to represent, all of that shit. That's what I would say to focus on for those people dropping their first song. Is like learn who you are as a person and as an artist, so you can portray that to the world in a way that makes them want to fuck with you and want to listen. 'Cause that's what I wish I knew, when I was young and coming up. Not just I'm a dope rapper, like I make cool raps and shit. You feel me?
Right, for sure. And they just had another release come out with the statistics. It's over 100,000 songs dropping every single day now. So
Exactly.
by the end of the week, it's almost another million songs out there.
Exactly.
So
And I'm already in the what, the 0.1%. Motherfuckers doing over a certain amount of streams. I don't know how many streams it was, but like I've got millions of streams at this point. So like I'm winning. You feel me? In the grand scheme of the 100,000 songs a day, like some of those getting zero plays. You feel me? I'm really doing this shit high
right,
level.
practice what you preach, and it's working for you.
Exactly.
So everybody else should do it too.
Exactly.
So you just did a tour recently, right?
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about that real quick?
Hell yeah. I just came off a college tour. It was pretty fire. We did University of Texas, UT Austin. 1,500 kids there. That was like, the first show that we did starting off. That was like one of the biggest shows that I've done. Then we did, and that was with YB and Namir. We did UConn when they won a national championship, which was crazy. Got to go to the parade and all of that shit. There ended up being like 5,000 kids total at that show. With Trippie Redd and Flip De Niro. Shout out my homie JR Specs too. He performed with me and shit, and that was crazy. Shout out Garrett Clare and all of those guys for having me. Like super dope people in general. But we did Kansas University. That's the one we ended off with in May, like early May. That was crazy. Cinco de Mayo. That joint was packed too. I don't know what the number was, but filled that shit. It was crazy. We did UNCW. We did American University back home in DC. But yeah, bro, I've never done a tour in general, let alone a college tour. And it was like so much fun, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like some that I would say too, like I'm gonna just give y'all the gems, like the independent artists, the niggas who need it. Like, bro, these colleges pay too. Some of these fraternities, some of these organizations that throw these shows, like they pay independent artists to come perform, bro. And artists that they fuck with in general. I booked this tour independently. I ain't have no booking agent. These kids like, just fuck with the music and emailed me. We talking about cold emailing. This tour started because a kid emailed me and was like, yo, do you do private events? You know what I'm saying? And look what we turned it into. But they're paying, bro. They get a budget like every year is my point. And if they don't hit that budget, they're not, spending however much money they get, then I feel like they're not going to get as much money next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're looking for artists to come perform at these colleges, bro. If you're an independent artist, definitely tap in with that. I'm not a gatekeeper of this information. Like, I want everybody to win. So, like, there's a million fucking colleges out here. Definitely go get your bag, man. Go perform in front of these kids. And this is the demographic that we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they fucking with Dre Waves now, they young. They could be fucking with Dre Waves in the next 10 years, especially the type of music that I make. Like, I make the type of music that, like, you can grow with. Not just, he still sound like when I was in college. You know what I'm saying?
Is performing one of your favorite pieces of being an artist?
Yeah, hell yeah. I would say that's, like, one of my strongest suits. Is, like, stage presence, like, connecting with the audience. I remember, like, one of my good homies, Gutty, he, like, produced, like, the majority of my last album, Bloom, out now, by the way. We're going to talk more about that. But he saw me perform live for the first time after already, like, knowing my music. Then he was just like, damn, bro, you actually fire at performances, at, like, live shows. And I was like, hey, like, that's just one of those things that, makes me me. I told you I always wanted to be an entertainer growing up. So it's definitely one thing that, like, I gravitated to when I started rapping and making music. It's just, like, making sure I'm putting on a good show. You feel me? And shout out Sco, too. We killed that shit. LA, Arc District. That shit was lit.
Talking about the new album, that shit just dropped.
Just dropped. It's
How,
been a day.
how's everything going so far?
It's going amazing, bro. The reception is everything that I like wanted, prior to it releasing and more. Like people are telling me their favorite songs already. It's only been a day. So like I don't know how you can have a favorite song yet. Technically it's only been a day, but bro, like I appreciate all of that shit. And some of them have been ones that I weren't expecting, which is like always interesting to see what songs people like. And like I said, some of them are ones that I felt like I knew were gonna go up. So the album drop has been amazing. Everybody who was a part of the album seems to be like really happy with the finished product. We had a lot of dope artists on there: Westside Boogie, Marco Plus, Ty Tom the God, Go Shot, Crybaby Music, Riley Kennedy. A lot of dope producers too: John Waymeyer, Gutty, who I spoke about prior, my man C, Christian Lilly. We had Wonderlust, super dope, talented producer who produced a lot for like Collaborate. We had NDK, Low Key T, Joe Asti, Basky. Like, bro, all of the producers who I feel like on this project are like underground legends. You feel me? Like, I brought the underground legends of like the production shit together for this album, and I'm just like I said, I couldn't be happier with like the reception of it, with the final product. And it's called Bloom because like it's all about growth. And as long as I feel like I wasn't stagnant artistically from this last project to now, that I feel like I won. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really happy about it. So yeah,
Yeah, bro, definitely got to give that shit a spin if you haven't done that yet already.
hell yeah.
So like the leading single for the album was the song with Boogie, right?
Yeah, actually, the first single was Rose.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
the big single right before the project dropped was Nothing Better with Boogie.
So how'd that come about, man? Boogie's been doing this thing for a while, and you guys just like have the perfect blend together. So it made a complete sense.
Yeah.
But how did it come about?
Well, really, I was in Atlanta at the time, and my homie Salchi from Atlanta, who I always go see when I'm in Atlanta, by the way. Like, I, have visited there a couple times in the last year, and we always kick it and shit. And he told me, he was like, bro, Boogie doing features right now. He told me that off rip. And then we also, like, I did a show with Eli Derby at American University. And they're in the same collective, Love Renaissance. And I was in the studio in LA at the time with my homie Choco, and I made the song Nothing Better. And I was on live when I made it. If you hear the song, at the beginning I say, oh, y'all want to see me do an intro? Watch this. And I was like, yeah, waves. I was making a joke because I do that all the time. Yeah, waves, right? Like, and on the live, I said, bro, I just had a crazy idea. What if I got Boogie on the song? You feel me? Because I remember my man say he was doing features and shit. And I was like, I feel like this could be the one that I get him on. You know what I'm saying? I reached out to him with the DMs, and he was just super cool about it, bro. Like, we hit it off. I sent him the song, and if you heard his verse, he gave like a 32 on the jump. Like, he blacked. He clearly fucked with the beat, fucked with the song by the way he went off on the jump, and everybody has like loved it. It did like over 60K streams in a week. So it's like, it's doing absolutely amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much how it came about. I reached out to bro, and him and his team was just like super cool about making it happen. So, hell yeah.
Right, that cold DM.
Hey, the cold DM, bro, you never know. You know how many rappers probably would think in their head, like, oh, if I hit up Boogie or hit up one of these rappers that I really look up to, would they just respond if I wanted to work with them? Most of the time is no, and I understand that. But like, if you don't try, you will never know. You feel me? So,
Right, they just don't want to get that no response or get the no. You know, it's like that confidence. You know, like
exactly.
you just got to shoot your shot, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And now we got this crazy song because of that. You shot your shot, man.
Exactly. Shot my shot, and now we shot the music video. The music video is on the way. We did all the scenes with Boogie a couple of days ago. We got a couple more scenes to shoot, but yeah, the Nothing Better video is about to come out just for me having the confidence to do that. And the reason I have the confidence to do that is because I feel like I deserve it. You feel me? Like, I've worked my ass off to get to this point, to have millions of streams, to be able to go on a college tour, to be able to, share my music the way I do. Like, I deserve that type of love. You feel me? So that's why I have the confidence that I do to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure. And that's something that's like Phil missed a lot anymore recently because we're all in this hustler mentality, this entrepreneurship, like just really grinding to really always do more.
Yeah.
And then there always is more that we can do and achieve, but it's important to realize that like I've done so much already. You gotta
Yeah.
stand. You gotta like stop and smell the roses real quick. You know.
Bro, that's like one of the biggest things for me. It's just like being grateful and like living in the moment sometimes. Cause like it's easy to stay home or like be hungry and be like, oh, I always want to get to that next position. But I've done so much in my life already outside of music, bro. You feel me? I've done so much in my life to this point where like if I die, like God willing, like I don't want to die. You feel me? But I'm just saying, like if I did, like motherfuckers would be like, damn, like look at all the shit he accomplished. And that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So like I could sit back and be like content with like the type of shit that I've done. Even though I always like I'm gonna chase after my dreams no matter what. But I always try to make sure I sit back and smell the roses and be like, damn, look at what I did. Damn, look at what we did this year. We've been going crazy, making history while you sleep.
For sure, and you still got so much more to do. You know.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Exactly. And speaking on more to do, I heard a little rumor that you got another tour coming up soon.
Yeah, Brody. We booking that right now, man. Um, so it's two things. A company that I ended up working with once I did the college tour. You know, a lot of these colleges use certain companies to book. They hit me up, asked if I wanted to do a tour in the fall, another college tour. So if you a college and you want to book me, you heard it here first. Tap in, email me. We can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And then my collective, God Vision, who I work with, we're booking our own tour. So a lot of shows this year, 2023, 2024. Be ready, man. I mean, I'm going to places I've never been before, so and I've been damn near all over the fucking country. So I mean, I'll see y'all there.
And tours are a lot of fun, but people don't realize how much work gets put into tours.
Hell yeah, bro. And I'm doing this shit independently, bro. I'm still not with a label and shit. You feel me? So like, I put a lot of the work in myself. You feel me? My collective, we build this shit from the ground up. And like, yeah, it is a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of like no sleeping, bro. Like sometimes on this tour, I did not sleep some days. Like I flew from Texas after that show, like straight from the show to the plane type shit. Didn't sleep at all. You know what I'm saying? So, it happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is a lot of work, but this is what I do it for. Like, this was the dream that I've been chasing. So like, I'm not gonna complain when I get to where I want to be. You feel me? I'm gonna enjoy it, and we have fun with every show. You feel me?
Right, hard work pays off.
Exactly.
Yeah, and let's speak on the independent tip because you know that's always back and forth with everybody real quick.
Hell
So
yeah.
you've been independent for a long time,
Whole career.
and it's like hard work pays off. It's paying off now. Like, what are some of the things that you value the most about being independent,
Yeah.
and what are some things that would maybe sway you to a major?
Bro, the thing about being independent is I could do whatever I want, right? People like to create like these like imaginary boxes to like put shit in. They're like every like industry person or like curator or like YouTuber who thinks they know everything about the music industry will tell you to do like a set list of things. If you in this box, like this is what you should do. But like if we've learned anything over the last like 20 years, especially in hip hop, is that there's no set formula to success. And if you want to be independent and if you have the work ethic, it is totally possible. The best thing about being independent is you can do whatever the fuck you want, bro. If I wanted to drop a song tomorrow, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? If we was with a label, that would not be as easy. You feel me? Unless that's what like you negotiate, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta do whatever I want. Like, and I'm starting with the homies who I went to high school with. My collective is all a bunch of dudes who I went to high school with, bro. And we've had a lot of success building the LLC and doing what we've done so far. So that's my favorite thing about being independent. What I value about it is just like, you know, owning my masters, having ownership. I can, you know, pass this down to my kids when I die. You feel me? I can build a brand in my vision and people who I trust rather than like strangers who have money. You feel me? Outside of that, what I think would be better if I had a label was they have a lot of money. Labels have dumb bread and dumb connections. You feel me? When you working on DistroKid or using a distributor that's independent, you know, it's kind of hard to make certain things happen, especially if there's issues. And you got a whole like team of professionals working with you. It makes things a little bit different, a little easier. And they can make a call straight to the head of Spotify like, yo, I want to make this happen. If they have that type of connection, right? Connections to radio, connections to, you know, booking agents that you wouldn't have otherwise. But you know, all these things are things you can acquire independently. It's just much harder, like much more work, and takes much more time. You feel me? So I feel like the label is kind of like a shortcut to a lot of resources within the music industry. You going against the machine at the end of the day, bro. So I'm not the nigga to tell people stay independent. Like if you don't, you sold your soul. You feel me? Like I take label calls every day. I was talking to a label and got an offer this morning. You feel me? That don't mean I'm gonna take it. I'm just saying, like, I'm not anti-label. I'm just, you feel me, doing what's best for me right now. I haven't had a deal that I felt like was in my best interest. So
Right, you're looking for the right one. That makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah, man, because everybody kind of always goes back and forth. You're either on one side of the fence or the other. Like me being on the back end of like label stuff and video stuff, I work with a lot of people on both sides, you
Yeah.
know, and it's just like, well, it's not all bad,
Hell yeah.
but it also could be better.
I mean, you seen it though. Like when we met, bro, we were with label motherfuckers, like, right? Like eating tacos off the late night. And then like you seen the homie get signed and like what that's turned into. Like it's not all bad, bro. Especially if you dealing with the right type of people. So you mean
Right. End of the day, no matter what you're doing, you just need good people in your corner.
exactly.
You've had a lot of success on TikTok
Yes.
and reels and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
What are some tips and tricks you can give people to kind of help them grow with the amount of value that the social media gives everybody nowadays?
The biggest tip I would give to artists is specifically rappers. I'm a rapper. Rap in front of the camera as much as you can. You feel me? That's gonna make a world of difference, bro. Like if you drop songs, just drop them, and you know the cover art, music video, that's all cool. But rap in front of the camera as much as you can. Put yourself out there as much as you can. That literally helped me shape my sound. If I didn't go on TikTok and wasn't making fucking 600 videos in a year, you know what I'm saying? Then I wouldn't have known. Oh, like I have a really deep voice. Like naturally, this is something people are naturally drawn to. This is something that makes my music unique. And I like leaned into that because of the comments on TikTok that I was getting from making videos every day. You feel me? Like it was like a trial and error. You feel me? And I really grew as an artist from doing that. So I would just highly recommend everybody to just rap in front of the camera as much as you can. Go on TikTok, go on Reels, go on YouTube Shorts, and make it happen, bro. You feel me?
So, one of the last questions we always ask everybody: who's one artist we should do an interview with next?
I would say do an interview with my man Justice Xavier. We just hopped out the motherfucking studio 2 nights ago. It's my dog, bro. The future in this shit, he cold as fuck. Definitely do an interview with my man Justice Xavier. You heard it here first. Dre Waves.
Yeah, we gonna lock that in. We gonna lock that in.
Yeah. Stream the motherfucking album. This was a year of my life put into one body of work. It was made all over the country. Couple songs in New York, couple songs in LA, Atlanta, one song, Pittsburgh, one song, DC, like 4 songs. I think I'm missing one, but I recorded this shit all over the country, bro. Like I said, great producers, great engineer, my homie Ethos Animus. This is like no funny blood, sweat, and tears into this project. So it would just mean a lot if you checked it out. If you haven't heard of it, Bloom, Dre Waves is out now, man. We here. And I just appreciate everybody who fucking with me so far. So